Hi.
Hi. Okay.
So today we're going to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mom, Dee Dee Blanchard.
I was like mostly her mother,
Totally. It's all her
because,
mother, obviously. Completely
but
insane.
yeah,
Okay.
that was in Springfield, Missouri. So
How far
we
away is that?
heard, I had heard quite a bit about that. Springfield's probably, now I'm gonna have to look it up. I used to play softball tournaments in Springfield, not too far away, like a couple hours.
I mean,
Let's see.
the whole story is
Oh, three
absolutely crazy.
hours.
Okay. So the whole story is absolutely insane if no one actually knows. Gypsy Rose just recently got out of prison for facilitating in her mother's murder. Her mother had Munchausen by proxy, which meant that she made her child actually ill through doctors and medicine, and to keep her sick, to have the control over this young adult. Actually, she lied about her age and everything. She got a home. She said that Gypsy couldn't walk. She needed a feeding tube. Gypsy could walk. She could
Which is
actually.
crazy because have you seen the videos of like her jumping into snow and things? Like, even at a younger age, seeing videos like that, I was like, hmm,
Yeah,
she's pretty mobile. I don't know.
yeah. I
But
mean, but
like, they got Disney trips, they got like
mhm. Make a
so many
wish.
things.
Yeah. A lot of things that were just another way for her mom to basically not work and just take care of her child, which is a godsend for people who actually need it. But she did it so carelessly that she actually put harm to her child. Her child had numerous surgeries that she never needed at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I feel like parents like that, which correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know statistics, but it always seems like that happens a lot with mothers rather than fathers.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've
it's,
just never heard of a story of a father having that, but
I
it
don't
almost
know.
seems like they just thrive on being needed
Yeah,
almost,
totally.
you know?
They do. And that's,
Well, and at a very young age, I feel like Dee Dee kind of understood and recognized how much praise and recognition she got to
oh,
be
that's
taking care of an ill child rather than just be taking care of a, I don't want to say a normal
child.
child, a healthy child.
Yeah.
No?
She did. She found out how powerful it was to have a sick child.
Yeah.
Constantly, oh, are you okay? Do you need anything? How can I
Yeah.
help you?
And the brain is powerful in the way that it can also be your downfall. So if someone your whole life is telling you like you can't do this, are you okay? Like always catering to things that even though you know is not true about yourself,
Right.
like the walking and whatever.
Yeah.
It's gotta be psychologically fucked up. I don't know,
Oh,
you know,
totally.
like
Like,
gosh dang.
I don't even like it when my child has a cold, but at the same time, I could never be like, oh, she needs this surgery. Like, that's absolutely
No,
bizarre.
I literally freak out about like I like make sure that he actually needs Tylenol before I give him Tylenol. So I can't imagine
Right. Right.
like, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
at one point the doctor had told me, even though you have no issues with lead in your house or whatever, we would like you to go and get him tested for lead, which was literally like withdrawing blood. And I'm like, he's two. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I don't think I can sit through that.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're
What
concerned he's got lead, sure, but I no,
why did they think your child had lead poisoning?
they didn't. They just
Oh, they just want to know.
yeah, around here, Mercy is like the only thing. I won't get into it, but I'm currently looking for a pediatrician that's not affiliated with Mercy
Okay.
because it feels icky. It feels like you're forced to
Do things.
just trust what they're saying, and it feels like an insurance thing. Like someone else will
Yeah.
pay for it, so just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyway, it just
Yeah.
feels like every time I take them in there, they're like, "Oh, he doesn't really need this, but for precaution, we let's go ahead and send him." And I'm like, "He was a NICU baby. I already had to like deal with a lot. I'm not gonna go and
Yeah.
have you withdraw his blood for no reason, you know?
Exactly.
Sorry,
Victoria's
but
never
no."
had her blood drawn.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've asked multiple friends and they're like, "Oh yeah, we did that." And I'm like, "But why?" Like if
Yeah.
they said, "Hey, we have a concern, he's showing signs, he
Yeah.
may have lead poisoning." Absolutely.
Totally.
They are actively telling me no, that I shouldn't be worried about it.
Just
I'm
be
sorry, I'm not gonna go and do
yeah.
that.
No.
What?
I mean, is he Falco? Is he eating through the drywall?
Right? Like what?
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, no, sorry. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you're terrible with blood being drawn from your own body. I can't imagine how you would have to
Yeah, I
sit
don't
through
like
that.
needles at all. It's
Yeah.
not even the blood, it's the
Which is
needle.
crazy because she has tons of tattoos, so don't let her
I
fool
can do
you.
tattoos and I can do piercings, but I can't. And I don't have tons.
I'm
People
just
are gonna be
kidding.
thinking that I'm tatted up. I've got
You
three
have like
tattoos.
okay, fine. But the arm one's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bigger than
Because Tyler
mine.
and I got matching ones, same size. His looks freaking dinky on his arm. I'm like, we should
Um,
have ratioed those, or I don't even know the right word, but so mine takes up
um,
my whole arm, his takes up
yeah, that's a big
a little bit.
tattoo. Yeah. But I mean, you still get it. You got it for your 30th.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is what it is, but you're just not a good person to sit there and do that as well.
No.
I I don't care either way. My
I
husband's given me
mine's
an
mostly
IV,
like
so
the thinking about it prior. Like I freak myself out
right.
more than anything. But then after it's done with, like I got my blood drawn multiple times when I was pregnant because I had issues or whatever. But when I tell you, like at one point, Tyler had come with me to a doctor's appointment before work, and he had to be late to work because I was
Hmm.
sitting in the parking lot, ghost white.
Hmm.
I was like, he's like, you can't drive. I'm like, I'll be fine in like a few minutes. Like it's fine. He's like, you need to eat.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
So back to Dee Dee Blanchard.
Yes.
She is a different type of person. Um, yeah. The crazy part is that when Gypsy Rose came out of prison, she was um she's popular, you know?
Yeah, she was kind of glamorized and
Totally.
like turned into a celebrity, which
Absolutely.
was icky in my opinion. Like, does she deserve to live happily and like whatever?
She did
Sure.
her time. She did her time.
Like, sure.
Yeah,
But I to it just blows my mind that someone can get out of prison whether they were a victim prior or not. Like how
right.
why are we making these people like celebrities?
Because she was a victim. Bottom line, she was a victim by the one person that should have protected her. And
Yeah.
instead, they were the state of Missouri, the state of Louisiana, the state of everything that ever touched her, let her down
Oh yeah. As they do
completely. A lot.
often. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, that's when it became like a thing. Like, if you see something, say something.
Yeah. Well, and that's like her neighbors. Like the neighbors
Had no idea.
seen, well, I think the one had suspicion. But like what do you do? Like
Right.
I would have a hard time having a suspicion that like, oh, that little girl can walk. Because in my head, I would think like, okay, well, maybe she can
Yeah.
walk, but it's painful. Or like, I think I would have a hard time just
Understanding. Yeah.
spreading a rumor because it
Right.
would feel like you're just gossiping over an unhealthy child, and a
Right. And
struggling
that,
mom.
yes.
So it is
The mom was
hard.
not struggling. Yes, she had a mental illness,
She had
obviously.
her own mental, yeah,
Yeah, but she was not struggling, and she definitely took everybody for what they were worth. And that was the
yeah,
most brutal way for anyone to find out that she was a liar by her death. But bottom line, the hospitals,
yeah.
the doctors, everybody let her down.
Oh yeah.
They should have spoke up. They should have had proof. Who listens to just the mom? Who
No, for
listens to
real.
that?
Yeah. Well, and like even the public after making Gypsy Rose a celebrity of some sort, um, was all on her side, obviously, because everyone believes she's a victim.
She is a victim. Absolutely. She is a
Well,
victim.
where I'm going with this is
Right.
that when these people who didn't know the case as well as, what do they, I watch a podcast, they call us crime junkies.
Oh, totally.
But
I like sleuths better, by the way.
I like sleuths, internet
Oh,
sleuths.
yeah.
Those are people that are actively doing research, though.
I mean, I do
You
my
know,
research. I watch
some of the people
everything.
just in taking the
Yeah.
stories, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people already had seen the crime scene photos a
Mhm.
long, long time ago. But now, when they had just come out, I don't know if you've seen them, but when they just came out, that's when everyone started again turning on Gypsy and saying she's a little more not mentally there because
Totally.
of the wounds that the mother inflicted. And my question is, she was stabbed to death.
Mhm.
I mean, what did you think that the crime scene was going to look like? You know?
Exactly.
Like, how are you going to switch your story up after seeing a crime scene photos of a woman that was stabbed to death? You already knew that information.
Yeah.
How can you? Because
Yeah.
that, I mean, she got off of all of her social media accounts and everything after that, after they circulated again. And they are sickening, gross, disturbing photos.
Absolutely.
But people switch up so quickly, especially on the internet, that it's
Oh,
like,
yeah. It's
how can
whatever
you?
fits their narrative.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Totally. But bottom line is the child was abused for
Yeah.
years, years and years and years. They made her addicted to pills. They gave her surgeries that she didn't need. She couldn't have regular food because her teeth were literally falling out. She had a feeding tube in her as well. Her mom kept her doped up so that she didn't say anything and so that she looked so ill. Her mom was also taking the pills. It's a big, big fucking circle
Yeah.
of
I mean,
abuse.
the video evidence and the photo evidence of how many pill bottles was in that house
It's
is
ridiculous.
insane on its
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact wasn't Gypsy Rose like an older child,
She
early
was a
teen,
teenage. Yeah, she was,
and she's bathing in
I
the
think,
sink? Like,
yeah, absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely
that
ridiculous.
alone, if you truly don't have any disabilities, is humiliating. Like the mental abuse that goes into having your head shaved, your teeth are coming out of your head because of surgeries and medications that you didn't need. Just that alone
And then you see normal children. It's not
across
like
the
she was,
street, like the
yeah,
neighbor girl, even if you just watch the act, which obviously that's not like fully truthful and it's a
no,
dramatic
it's
whatever.
interpretation.
But it really does put you in a scene of this poor girl is a normal
Yeah,
teenager that is being told she's so sick and can't have a regular life. And she's
right.
watching her teenage pretty
Friend.
neighbor like have
Yeah,
boyfriends and talk about normal. teenage things. Like I can't imagine
And
missing
she,
out on
and
that
yeah, totally.
at
And
the
then
hands
she
of your
has her,
mother. Like,
right. And then she has her own desires as well because she is going through puberty. She is a lot older. She doesn't
yeah,
understand the ins and outs of anything
yeah,
because she,
yeah.
she never had the tools to do it. She was
Yeah,
definitely
and
let down.
that also is something like parents of girls and boys, like you're gonna
Right.
have the hard talk of sex and
She
whatever
was,
else. It's
she
gonna
was
be
all,
awkward, but
yeah. And she was
I mean,
already doing the sexy photos and she had her first time having sex in a bathroom
if
because,
no one teaches you or tells you anything about anything, you
right.
literally have to find out on your own, and that's not gonna be safe, typically.
No,
You
no,
know? I mean,
it's really
if you're gonna
unsafe.
rely on other people to tell your children
Anything.
how to do things, then,
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
have hard talks a lot
Her
earlier
mom,
than you would think, I
her
think.
mom let her down. Even her dad let her down, and
Her
that's really
dad let her
sad
down.
too.
That dad in the situation blows my mind because
He
I,
trusted. He trusted her fully.
but even if you're trusting, why are you not seeing your child more often to
I mean,
know?
how
I
far
would
away
think
is
that Tyler would know if our child could fucking walk or not. Like
right?
that just, and I know that
Didn't he work on a ship?
maybe,
I feel like he was gone for certain reasons. So
yeah.
I don't feel
Or
like
was he
it's
in the
completely.
military?
No, I
No?
think he worked on a ship.
Okay.
Um, but we'll find out right now because Googler. Um, it's when you're told like, oh, she can't do this, we can't make it to that, blah blah blah, and you're already scraping by. Like, obviously, he was paying her child support, and obviously, he was still doing his part. She's being told your dad doesn't want you. That's why he doesn't want to see you. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, cool. Like, how would you feel if your mom was like, your dad doesn't want to see you. He doesn't like you.
Which that happens a lot. Like,
Not to you.
no, not to me, but
Right.
my mom's often still telling me this. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
She told me last night my dad didn't like me. But I mean, it is
I just, it, I don't know. I just have a hard time understanding when a dad is in the aftermath saying that he wanted to be active and that he was a loving father and everything. It's like, okay, but where were you in the midst of all of that? Because I feel like it
exactly
happens a lot in
he
situations
didn't
like this.
know. When she walked out into her first hearing in front of the judge and she fucking walked, they
But
had
that's what I'm
no
saying.
idea.
Like,
None.
why did he? I get that you work and like you're on a ship and whatever, but you should see your child enough to know that if she can walk or not.
Right.
Like if you're, which Dee Dee probably, I would assume, actively kept her from him.
She did. That's
But
why they moved to
man,
Missouri.
like
Yeah.
I think I just always put myself in that situation and like the people in my life, and I just cannot fathom that Tyler would just like lay down and be fine with not seeing his kid.
Right.
So that's why I always have a hard time only blaming the mom in situations like that because it's like,
Right.
was she manipulative? Yes, but also you didn't you let her not you let her keep your child from you. I don't know, maybe I'm being
Yeah.
too harsh on him.
You might be, but I think it's easier said than done, you know? Like your parents are obviously in a loving relationship and in a totally different world, but then you have other
Well,
people
yeah. And that's what I'm
who,
saying. Like
yeah,
I always look at it from my world.
ship captain. He is a ship captain.
Okay.
So he has
And
gone
my
a
world
lot.
comes from a place of privilege. I understand that because
It's
I,
not common either.
right. But I also think it's not real common to not know that your child is actually
Oh,
not sick.
totally. Totally.
You know, like
Totally. I mean, I feel like
I guess she did have medical records.
she had all these surgeries, you know?
Yeah.
It
But
wasn't like
that
they were just
also like
believing
goes
her.
back to me talking about mercy here and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
why was not one single doctor, which I do know that there were doctors that questioned her and whatever, and those were probably the doctors she didn't go back to, but
Oh, totally.
just the ones that did do surgeries that weren't necessary, I wonder, were they actually not necessary, or is it like the whole conspiracy of just they will do anything because they'll do anything for money, essentially, the medical field.
Maybe.
I mean,
I mean, maybe, but if you're complaining about something like, oh, my tonsils are always swollen, blah, 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 you'd be like, well, okay, well, we
yeah,
can take them out. You
yeah,
know? What what else are you gonna do if there's nothing wrong with you, but something's wrong with you? They don't know
yeah,
what to do. That's literally a medical mystery. They don't know.
yeah,
They're like, well, let's just take them.
yeah.
Oh, you don't, oh, your appendix is bad? Well, let's just take that too. You don't need it. No worries.
Those are useless organs.
Yeah. I don't know why you have them anyways. That was a useless day in your mom's uterus. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
But not really. Made worthless organs for no reason.
Oh my
It's
God.
very obviously that coffee's not hitting right.
This is my second one. I made one at home and I also got this.
Add extra shots of espresso.
I did.
How many?
Just one, but it's a freaking large and I had already had,
Minimum for a large needs to be two, as I'm
but
drinking my Diet Dr. Pepper.
I had because I now have I do the coffee concentrate at home, and then I've
Yep.
also got espresso drees fried, freeze dried. Holy shit, espresso beans, and they're so good. But yeah, I don't know. I need like 500 milligrams of caffeine, not legitimately, but honestly, here lately though, because I usually drink about 300.
Yeah, I've had two espressos and a coffee and then an Alani and now this 41 milligrams. Just my Alani's 200 milligrams, so I've already had 241 since
Yeah,
10 a.m. I mean, it's the middle of the day. Everyone becomes exhausted. I mean, you're an hour later than me too, so it's almost 3 o'clock your time. It's
yeah.
completely normal. You need a snack and a nice, refreshing cold drink.
Well, I got Steak and Shake
Oh,
on my drive and then my coffee.
so
So
yeah,
maybe I got too full and then the coffee's not.
maybe you're just sitting there like this. Yeah, we're picking up my father-in-law in about an hour from the airport, and this is the last time that we'll be
I
in this house
assume
for.
the airport close to you and not
Oh yeah,
Denver.
yeah.
'Cause I was like,
He thinks like me. Cost and convenience are very, very close, and it's always convenience for me.
oh, same.
Same. Yeah. Yeah. I could care less if we have a layover to go to small airport to small airport. My husband on the different, he does not like layovers. He thinks it's stupid. He actually
I
firmly
think layovers are stupid.
demands that we just drive the 2 hours and park there and have one
Um,
flight.
yeah, for
Ah,
me it depends. Like on the way there, I don't mind, but on the way back, because to Vegas, that was a one way. I can't stop hiccuping. Um, that was a one way. So when we got back there and we only had a freaking 10-minute drive home, That was a fucking game changer. I was like, we got to do this always.
That's where his layover was. So he went from Southern California to Vegas to here, and nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not, and that's how I like it too. I would much rather leave, an hour before we have to be at the airport compared to 2 hours plus a drive time to
Yeah.
go to the major airports every time.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just me and whatever. But this is the last time we'll be in this house for a podcast, which is
Yay.
crazy. It's so crazy.
That's
Can't believe
exciting
it.
though.
Yeah. Well,
Sad, but exciting.
yeah. We were supposed to be moving today. Closing got changed because of a fan. I don't know.
A fan.
Um, it was a fan in, I guess, our bathroom. I'm not quite sure. Didn't go up to code or whatever. So they had to like go and redo it all.
Yeah.
And then the city has to inspect it and then give a certificate of oh my gosh, I'm pulling a U. What's the word, Brayden? Occupancy.
Okay.
He is listening to me. I just tested him to see if he was actually listening. Um, occup. Oh my God.
Occupancy?
Thank
Oc
you. I'm not trying again. Fuck
Whatever.
it. I don't care. I don't care.
It's fine.
Anyways, we need that to be able to live there. And so our washer and dryer were going to be delivered, our fridge was going to be delivered today, and then we had to push everything to. So, yep, we close tomorrow. We move Saturday.
That's exciting.
Yes. When are you
That'll
going to
be
be up
fun.
here? Are you going to help me move again?
Well, you'll have to wait an extra few days if I'm helping.
No, just come on out.
Oh, I can't.
I know. I want you to, though. But
I
yeah,
would love to come out and visit, but you know,
you're scared. Flying with a child is just, it is what it is. Just call
I
it what
mean,
it
it's a
is.
combination of things. Like we could road trip perfectly fine.
Why would you do that to yourself? Do you understand what you just said?
We're just good at the car though.
You would
And
rather be
if
in a
we
car
road
longer
tripped
than
though, we would do
12
it so slow.
hours.
We would do
Well,
it so
right.
slow.
But that's defeating the whole purpose.
But still, the dogs are also the hard part because I can't really ask my mom to stay at the house for just the dogs.
Why?
But I
You've
can
done it
ask her to stay
before.
at the house with Cash.
Yeah, but you have to bring them.
Yeah.
No.
We just need enough money to get an RV and the dogs have a place to stay and we can just
This is what Tyler meant, Brittany.
drive and live.
We don't have that type of money. Okay?
Well, I need that type of money. When we win the
Yeah.
lottery, we will drive
Do,
out all the time.
do you play the lottery?
Very seldom.
Oh, I also say when we win the lottery, and then I also finish the sentence with, but I never stop and get the tickets.
Yeah, Tyler will sometimes, but I don't go in the gas station ever. Like even if the gas
Because
pump
you have
tells me to go
you
inside
have
for
the
the
child.
receipt, I'm like,
No,
no, this is
all
why I
done.
paid up here is to not go the fuck inside.
I don't get the receipt. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
no,
I'm not getting the
no.
child.
I don't want more. I don't want more trash. So crazy. Okay, until next week.